Dire team ban. Radiant team.
Alright, hello and welcome everyone to an ESP in-house. We've got Europe versus North America. I'm not actually sure which team is which. I'm Helium and this is my second casting tryout. But again, looking forward to it. Casting, always a blast. And we've got Crayon Pop, Soyul is number 1. Naga Siren and the Bat Rider. So Naga Siren, a very popular pick. They get it early, or they ban it out in the current metagame. Naga Siren with the net, and the Riptide played as a support these days. And of course the ultimate, as good as it ever was, and taking out Bat Rider, of course. OD, a mid lane dominator, can go solo safe, carry the game for the team to make room for heroes like Weaver or weaker carries that need some farm, but it looks like they ban out the Weaver as well and opt to pick up the Lifestealer first. So we've got Jake's drafting here for the Radiant, and Lindsay going to be drafting over there for the Dire. Now waiting here on their second picks.
10 seconds remaining.
Just asking which team's NA, which team's EU, because I see we've got at least a Korean over here on the Dire squad, so that doesn't really fall into either of those categories as we wait for the picks. There's still a lot of big picks here left in the pool. We've got Alchemist Darkseer, a wombo combo of sorts available to Lindsay. Of course, Abaddon, pretty popular these days. The Visage as well to bring the aggression into the tri-lane early. So a lot of the tier 1 picks in the current metagame still available right now for Crayon Pop. We'll see if they go for it. No, it is just an in-house. They go for the Troll Warlord. He's an okay pick. Don't like him so much in the 1 role. He can do it. He's a little fragile, but of course, if they get a pushing lineup, if they pick up a Nature's Prophet here or a lone Druid, that can do work. Or even a Chen. You can push towers so early, you just need Troll to be level 6 with the Battle Trance available, and say goodbye to your towers if you're the Radiant. But still, waiting on the second pick. They've used about all their time here. Going to be dipping into the bonus time. They go with the Rubik. So a great support, but he's only as good as his lane partners. And of course, the heroes on the other team where he can steal some spells. And Jake's goes with the Nyx Assassin. Still a pretty high valued pick. Maybe dropping off a little as of late. Not a tier 1 pick ban like it was a couple months ago, but they pick it up second, and right now looking at a pretty strong defensive tri-lane. I would expect Lifestealer and Nyx to lane together. Taking 2 melees into the aggressive lane can sometimes be a little risky, but we'll see if they decide to do it as Jake's. The third ban here will take out the Timbersaw, a hero that's shown up recently to be a very strong mid, and of course 1 versus 1 laner. The reactive armor is just pretty ridiculous. Get 2 points in it, and of course Whirling Death, his Q, very good against any melee lane opponents. So can go mid against Night Stalker, Dragon Knight, anything like that, and just absolutely dominate. As Nature's Prophet is taken out, which surprises me. I would have really liked to have seen Lindsay scoop up the Nature's Prophet. I think it's about one of the only picks that really warrants grabbing the Troll Warlord so early. It's not going to be really banned or picked. Valuing it rather high here for a reason, but still looking to want to go for the push. They take out Coddle, probably the best counter push in the game there with his Illuminate. He's also fallen off the radar as of late, which is interesting, maybe because of the adjustments there to his Illuminate. And they pick up Lina and Visage, making it all the way to the 4th ban. They take him out there, so making me think Jake's wants to take these 2 heroes into the defensive tri-lane. They don't want to worry about Visage, although Lifestealer and Nyx do quite well. Nyx can of course put up the spiked Carapace to return the damage from Soul Assumption, and Lifestealer can rage dodge it, so I maybe question it a little, but of course he's a strong hero, provides a lot of utility. As the Darkseer Jakiro, so an offlaner support that can be sort of a wombo combo if they're definitely synced up here in this game. Darkseer's Vacuum, Wall, of course, with the Ice Path Macropyre. It's a lot of damage. That can win you the team fight right there. So 2 of the best 5 versus 5 Dota heroes there now picked up. And Alchemist still in the pool. Jake's could pick it up here and maybe even put it middle and then have that defensive tri-lane Darkseer in the off. And that would be pretty solid. Although, kind of team melee, but we'll see how that would work out. As Crayon Pop picks up a Silencer to sort of stop the Wombo combo that they've got going right now. Could be pretty nice. And even if Lifestealer is raged and you silence, you will silence through it. So it is pretty nice. And unlike BKB, when you're silenced, you can't actually use Rage because it is your ability. So it will affect Lifestealer to a degree. Can't Infest to get away. Darkseer can't Surge. They could use it when ganking the Lifestealer and the Darkseer, as Crayon Pop takes out the Queen of Pain. And now waiting on Jakes for that last ban, and 2 more picks to go here. It looks like Crayon Pop, depending where they put the silencer, could go mid, could be their carry. Could be a little interesting. Expecting mid. But it looks like they do need probably another semi-carry offlaner here for their last pickup, as Gyrocopter is taken out. So Jake's expecting it as well. They think they need another carry, and they take out the Gyrocopter. And I'd have to agree, so we'll see what they go with here. Alright, so I've got the information. Crayon Pop is going to be the North American team, so there we go, on the Dire, and EU is going to be there by Jake's. Karag K's, oh, in the middle there, his squad there on the Dire, but not drafting. Looks like Jake's at the helm here today. That's Lindsay, a minute, 20 seconds here to pick up the last hero. I actually really want to see Silencer in the 1 role, so maybe they do pick up another offlaner, put the Troll into the mid lane. Looks like neither mid hero has really been revealed yet, so a little bit of ambiguity right now, as following Team Liquid here, looks like they're going to go pick up that Medusa. Been seeing it occasionally, looks like we will see it here. Been seeing it in NEL, Arteezy picking it up every now and again, doing okay with it, and the ultimate's great. It's kind of, I don't know, it's still experimental at this point, I would say, as Shadow Fiend, the last pick there, looks to be the mid hero. He's easy to gank, and with the Rubik-Lina combination, if he's not careful or good wards, he could be going down a lot here into the early game, but we'll give them time to pick the heroes, and then we'll get into this game. It's weird not having to manage overlays. Oh, let me fix my camera.
You really should prepare for battle.
Alright, so here we are on the Crayon squad here on the Dire. We've got Lindsay. Oh, did that break my thing? We've got Lindsay taking the Lina into the bot lane. Looks like they are going to be running an aggressive tri-lane here with, let's see, what is that actually? Greyong Pap Bap Hye Kyung there on the Rubik. I will just call him Greyo. I can read Korean, so we get that out of the way. And we've got Marina here on the Silencer, so that's going to be the aggressive tri-lane. In the mid lane, we've got Lefty Alessandra going to be playing in that Troll Warlord. And of course, top, we've got Ty Royal Smoochie Wallace. We'll call him Ty. We've got Ty here top lane on the Medusa. Going to be solo safe. I think that's interesting choice. We'll be going against a Darkseer. Should be able to do okay. Is pretty tanky with early points in the Mana Shield, but opts to take the Mystic Stake. Saw Arteezy playing it in this role, was actually just going split shot, stats, and Mana Shield. So we'll see how the Mystic Stake works out. It's a decent amount of harass, as the minimap here looks like people worried about the jungle. A lot of drawings coming out, but let's introduce the Radiant. We've got Maggot as well as Jake's going to be supporting on the Jakiro and the Nyx Assassin. So 2 great defensive supports, and of course when Nyx hits 6, can create a lot of space with that Vendetta. And we've got Captain Morgan, the carry, in this defensive tri-lane on the Lifestealer. And I'd have to say, definitely liking the defensive tri-lane a lot more. We'll see if Curse of the Silent here for Marina can get really annoying, as we've got Carrig here in the mid lane on the Shadow Fiend going against a Troll. Troll has a lot of burst damage and it's cheap mana, but if Shadow Fiend can get his last hits in there, get those souls up, he also will do a lot of damage with the raises, a couple levels in those, and maybe 20 souls early on. But looks like the tri-lanes finally clash. The first last hit will go to the Silencer. We'll pick up Glaives of Wisdom first, just in case anyone dies. Able to go ahead and get the Intelligence Steal. He is one of the few heroes in Dota that actually does scale, notably Silencer and Pudge. At least some of their abilities do. As the top lane, Darkseer versus Finn, apparently, and a fan of Alliance. Probably could creep skip in this matchup, and he's built for it, so I'm really surprised to see him not creep skipping somewhere back here, and even pulling into the jungle to get those extra last hits from the neutrals. Could maybe be a little more efficient with that. Maybe you're just waiting for another level in Ion Shell. We could see him head over there at level 3. Because with 2 points in Ion Shell, you will take a lot less damage from the creep wave. Because it's going to die pretty quickly. And yeah, looks like Captain Morgan not being aggressive yet. His last hits, 1 and 1. So Silencer doing really well. And I think Captain Morgan may be a little more scared than he has to be. I suppose the lift stun combination is there. He does have Rage. I don't know. We'll see how that continues to develop, as it looks like they're trying to stack and pull here is Jake's. So going to get some levels up on the Nyx Assassin, which they need to do, and Captain Morgan can just get lane XP, sacrificing his last hitting a little early on. And we see some raises connecting the mid lane on to the Troll Warlord here, not opting to go fast bottle at all. Picks up a Stout Shield as well as some regen, and we look over to Shadow Fiend. Was he pulled regen? No. Definitely a mid you do want to pull. Bot lane though, lift up onto Maggot. The stun lands. The last word, excuse me, is enough. He will pick up the first blood. That's the silencer. And now Rubik though on his team. Greyo could be in trouble, but Myrna still standing there and fighting with the Glaives of Wisdom. They wait to level 2. They get a point in last word and they fight. And now with silencer gets up to level 3, 2 points in last word. That's a 200 damage burst. It's 150 right now. It's absolutely ridiculous as Jake's getting a little aggressive. Throws out an Impale on 2. Lindsay connects with the stun. The lift to follow up. So the opposite order that you would expect. Doesn't throw it back, though, is Greyo. Little interesting there, but here comes Captain Morgan onto Lindsay. Could it be in trouble? The open wounds only level 1. Had to get close for that, and Lindsay will get away. Has a lot of regen, so can still stay in this lane and be healthy. But right now, the bot lane in terms of CS, and of course, picking up the first blood on the silencer, very much going in favor of Team North America. And mid lane, we see the last hits, 11 and 4. Troll here at 9. So Shadow Fiend doing very well in that matchup. It is hard for Lefty to maybe be aggressive. Got the right skill build here. The Berserker's Rage, of course, for the bonus damage and the move speed. Fervor, in case you do have to man fight, get those attack speed. And your nuke, of course, Whirling Axes. The range does the slow, the melee one, more so than nuke. Shadow Fiend, not going to get close, though. And if Lefty wants to run at Shadow Fiend, he's going to take 3, at least 2 raises to the face if Kerrig here is on the mark with him, and I don't think Troll can really win that. But we'll see. Here he goes. He does get close, and we see that the damage with 1 raise only landing, definitely favoring the Troll Warlord. As Silencer picks up another kill on the Nyx, he drops back at the tower, and that's just the power of Last Word right there. 200 damage. And let's see, that's 4 intelligence right now stolen for the Silencer. That could be a big problem here for the Radiant. The bot lane has kind of maybe fallen apart for them. I don't know if they want to stand in here. I think these supports should maybe smoke out, try to roam, try to gank mid, give their Shadow Fiend an advantage as he has the double damage, has been getting the rune control, and definitely a hero that can snowball and buy them some time. So maybe they smoke up, gank this Troll. Could help them a lot. Nyx, he's pretty resilient alone. He can sit down here. I don't think they'll really be able to dive. No one down here very tanky. They're all intelligence heroes. We got 2 armor on Silencer. Lindsay has 1, and Rubik has 1. So diving the tower could be a risky affair for them, and it looks like they're not going to opt to do that, but it's fine. Play your own game. As Finn in the top lane still not creep skipping here on the dark. So you're 16 and 1. The last hits and the denies. Has the soul ring up, likely. Definitely. Will be picking up a decently timed mechanism before his team. Going to help out a lot. But let's check on the Medusa here. Arguably the hardest carry in the game, but definitely hits her stride really late, as you would hope so. But not so bad in the early 5v5 engagements with the Stone Gaze, which he does just do Mystic Stake stats and Stone Gaze, which is interesting. I suppose it's solo safe. He doesn't have any supports stacking the jungle up for him right now, where if you went split shot and stats, you could then go farm those camps pretty nicely. But what do we want to find out? His last hits, 23 and 9, second on his team, and second in the game. Silencer there, first on the farm. The net worth going to be the same. Silencer though, 2,700 gold. Compare that to Ty Royals, 1.9k here on the Medusa. Then that solo safe lane, and then we finally find the Radiance Kerrig on the Shadow Fiend here at 1.9k. So doing pretty well for his team. 28 souls, so that's max at level 3. Needs 1 more, level 8, and then at 9 he can get his Requiem of Souls with, of course, his Necromastery and Shadow Raises max. The burst damage will be online, and we'll see if he can pick up the 6-minute rune. Meanwhile, though, more action in the bot lane. It's nice that when you rage on the Nyx, you will dodge that last word damage. Sort of similar to Puck's phase shift. Although I think that, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that not working. I guess Puck it likes it. Oh well though. Top lane. Still maxing Mystic Snake, not going to go for Mana Shield, still is very squishy, and I think Darkseer should probably take advantage of that. Now it's a little too late because the Stone Gaze is up, so if he tries to dive, turns to Stone, we'll be taking, I believe, 35% extra physical damage, just 30, so diving is a risky business right now, but no Mana Shield means she's just as squishy as any other hero with 758, and has armor, but Darkseer doesn't care about armor. He's got a bit hit on himself as an intelligence hero, up to 7, but of course Ion Shell, just magic damage, so I don't know, playing it safe. I mean, they're now down 2 kills, they don't want to feed anymore, and just make them feel like they're doing, I don't know, a little more behind than they think they really are. It's not really too bad at the moment, about 1750 there on the gold, and XP, pretty much at equilibrium, about 250 difference there for Team Crayon. Soul Hue. Oh, in the mid lane though, a kill. The illusions sort of bait out a whirling axes, and it doesn't land on Carrick, so no mischance for him. The raises connect as well, and he picks up a kill in the mid lane, getting his team on the scoreboard, and that's exactly the hero who they would want to have a kill on. Meanwhile though, more aggression in the bot lane. Rubik throws him back, a bit of a miscommunication, but it doesn't matter. The burst was there. Jakiro goes down. And here comes Shadow Fiend TPing to the tower, looking to do work. Nice raise. It connects. Can he chase Miona? I think he can. There's no last word for another 15 seconds. And meanwhile, Lindsay in a bit of trouble. But let's watch this. There's a TP coming in. Shadow Fiend now pretty overextended. The TP comes in. The raise doesn't quite land. The slow coming out from Troll Warlord. Now going to chase him down. Carrig has a creep wave on him. Needs to get out of there. Whirling Axes connect. Switch to range form and attack. He gets it. Nice. Maggot tries to come in with the Ice Path to save. But it's not going to do it. Now they might turn this round on to the Jakiro. Jakes is on the side. The last word will do a bit of damage, but Maggot going to be just fine. Last word now doing 250 damage. And meanwhile in the top lane, no action up here. And still going tons of stats. Has phase boots. We'll see if that pays off in the end. It looks like she is getting that free farm, dropping to 3rd in net worth now after Shadow Fiend picked up some kills and assists. Did take a death though. Maybe got a little kill happy there in the bottom lane. But you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta take risks to get back into the games. It looks like the rune, the invis from 8 minutes, scooped up here by Lindsay. The support here gonna go on Maggot. Doesn't have her Laguna Blade. If she did, it was a kill. Now gonna pay for it with her own life. Just got to throw the last word out. Maggot's dead. Marina going to steal yet again some more intelligence there. Going to get 8 or 2 for that one, and now he's up to 8 intelligence. So going to have a very nice game for himself. Going treads, and he looks to be picking up the mech here. So it's a sort of a carry in the tri lane, or the one roll in the tri lane, and he's going for a mech. Too bad for you. As they do have a pretty good semi-carry snowballing hero who has taken a death but picked up a kill as well on the Troll Warlord in the mid, and then of course the hardest carry in the game in the top lane right now on this Medusa, picking up an Aquila and Phase. Alright, Aquila is sort of an interesting item. I mean, Basilius costs what, 500 gold, and then the Wraithband's another 375 for just 3 more damage when the Bass gives you 6. I think it's a very interesting item. If you really want to push early and are free farming, I think pick it up. But the Bass probably would have been just fine in this lane, but may not really matter. They're ahead 5-3. Medusa doing very well. Probably wants to go for a Lincoln's next, unless she's going Battle Medusa. Maybe she picks up a Yasha or a Drum here, some extra move speed. But a hero that does like some mana as well, so the drums would be nice. But going with the Helm of Iron Will here, we'll see what that could be. Could be an armlet. It is actually pretty good on legitimately every hero. But we'll see. Picks up that. Could be a Helm of Dominator as well to get the stacks going at the Ancients. Later build that into a Satanic. But not the most common choice there as the first item on Medusa. Usually want to get to that Lincoln. Stun goes off. Will be raged. But the attack from Greyo is there. Will go down. So well played there by Rubik to pick up the kill on the carry there for the Radiant team. Nakes sitting at 0-2-1 at the moment, having a rough game. I think it's about time to just dissolve the tri lane. These supports should roam around and definitely try to help out their other lanes. Make Shadow Fiend win a little harder. Nakes can catch up. Maggot will be caught out here. Will go down. Lindsay, the stun not needed as Marina gonna pick up the kill. Mech finished here at only 11 minutes with treads. And he's looking at 12 intelligence stolen. Lindsay, the wand charge does work. The mech as well to follow up. Now Jakes could be in trouble. No mana at the moment here for Mariner, but the glaives doing a lot of damage. Can they get Jakes? It doesn't matter. The last word was there. Shadow Fiend as well as Troll. So the mid lane is coming into the bottom affair. Here comes Finn with a nice vacuum. And of course, level 4 Ion Shell doing a lot of damage. They take out Greyo, the Rubik. Infest now into Finn. Going to continue to chase here and pops out. Captain Morgan picks up his first kill of the game. So what a team fight that was. Both mids come, and I believe, do they trade maybe a little bit advantage there for the Radiant? I think they got more kills at the end of it, as we see now the score 6-8. But at the end of the day, Medusa didn't rotate. She's still up here, just farming away. 70 last hits now at 12 minutes. Pretty solid. Looks like the lane has been pushed, so she probably missed a couple under the tower. Which is okay. 71, obviously, very good for the 12-minute mark in a lane that was contested by a Darkseer who can be very hard to lane against. But now it is a Helm of Dominator, so let's see. Ty Royal here going to look to maybe stack up the jungle, stack up the Ancients, and again, just sort of edge forward in the net worth. We see him back to second place now at 4,300 gold. Meanwhile, Merna, top net worth at 5k, 6-0 and 2. So looking to go godlike here. Picked up his Global Silence, Glaives of Wisdom, and a last word. The Glaives of Wisdom, 3 points in it. I think he could have done a little better getting some points in Curse of the Silence. I mean, Glaives of Wisdom is great when you're rushing intelligence, but look at his items. He's got Treads. Of course, you can switch those to Int to get a little more damage from your Glaives, but he went Mech first. In this case, I think he absolutely should have just kept 1 point in Glaives so as to steal intelligence off of kills. Curse of the Silence would have done a lot more, I think, and made this lane even more annoying for the Jakiro and the Nyx. They would have been forced to use spells or take damage and, of course, lose their mana from the Curse and then not have their great defensive Impales as well as the Ice Paths to defend in this bottom lane. And it's already gone poorly for them. Even with Marina's skill build, but it could have been worse. And looks like now we finally do have a rotation. Jakes will pop out the Vendetta, but I believe Troll Warlord, that's going to be Lefty. Saw it, and now up here trying to protect Ty Royal. So they've got 2 cores in 1 lane, but it's probably worth it. Lefty with the Battle Trance, and of course with Medusa's ult, they can take this fight here. Maybe need to put on the Mana Shield. Not going to opt to fight, though. There's no split shot yet. Okay, Troll, though, is going to chase. Gets off the slow. Mystic Snake not going to land. And now in the bot lane, we've got Silencer. Again, just still farming. One problem with Silencer as a core in a tri lane, especially aggressive, he's got no way to get away. If he farms up a Force Staff, it's a little easier to leave him because he has an escape, but he's a very easy gank as a core hero in that farming role. Of course, when you have good games like this, it's really fun and it works out, but definitely the reason we don't see Silencer in every game, despite being very strong.
I feel like a broken record.
Kind of the same thing goes for Shadow Fiend too. Easily ganked, but in the bot lane, Ice Path goes out. TP from Shadow Fiend to show up. Here comes the Silence and the TP. He's going to be able to get out. No stuns available. He wastes the ult to save himself, but he's 6-0. That's going to give up a lot of gold. That was definitely worth it there for Mariner. So good play, fast decision making, and able to get out of there. And actually no deaths yet. Been 6-8 for a little while, but a push mounting on the bottom lane. We've got Jakes, Maggot, Captain Morgan, and K-Rig here looking to push down this tower. Can they get it though? We've got Lefty here on about half health to defend. Lindsay, if she doesn't get caught out, the Dragon Slave able to push the wave back, and Marina, of course, just going to throw out the last words. What is that, 300 damage now, I believe? Yeah, and a Disarm, of course, if you don't cast a spell. That could be pretty good, actually, for a while to come now on Carrig. As he doesn't go BKB, he will go Shadowblade first. Pretty common. Get that move speed, get into the team fight, pop off a beautiful ultimate, and it does more damage the closer you are to people. It's not really the closer you are, it's how many rays hit you, and obviously if you're standing on Shadow Fiend, every single one of them is going to hit you, and I believe that's actually the hardest nuke in the game, probably. 160 times 18. That's a lot of damage. You can one-shot pretty much anybody with that if you're right on top of them. But meanwhile, we've got Ty Royal, a little bit of movement, comes down to the mid lane. We'll be pressuring that tower there a little bit. It's getting pretty low, not quite in deny range, but bot lane, we've got Greyo caught out, has stolen Spike Carapace. Captain Morgan doesn't care. Laguna Blade, though, to clean up the Nyx. So Lifestealer goes down for a Rubik, and they don't get a tower. Wall also wasted. So definitely favoring the Dire there, Team North America in that trade. Make it 9-7. And I realized it's NA versus EU. I wonder what server we're actually on here. As Ice Path goes out, they want to get this silencer. Here comes Scarrig on the backside of this. They will get Lefty. The Troll Warlord drops. So now they get one more kill out of this engagement here in the bot lane. But as all the action is down there, it's away from Medusa. Medusa continues to farm. Now going for a Yasha, Helm of Dominator, and Phase Boots. TP's coming into the top lane now. That's going to be yellow, Captain Morgan. But Carrick picks up a double kill on the bottom lane. Who did he get before that? He actually is the one that picked up Lefty. So that was a generous double kill. A lot of time had passed before he picked off the Lena there. So well done by Carrick, though, to get the double kill. And now going to TP back mid. Continue to farm up. Probably going to want to look to the BKB for his next item. And will get the top rune. He's been on the runes actually here for his team. I've noticed Troll get a few, but I think mainly the Dire has been on the rune control. As Tyrol, where's his creep? Helm of Dominator was, maybe it went down to the creep trying to stack, but it looks like someone has been stacking the agents. I would assume it's Tyrol here with the Helm of Dominator. Soon on to the Yasha, and still no split shot. I really don't understand. Alright, apparently Mystic Snake is also pretty good at farming, but I don't know, split shot of course would be able to do it a lot faster, and hitting for around 120 at the moment, a lot more when he picks up this Yasha. Would be able to clear stacks very quickly. I hope he starts getting points in it soon. And of course the mana shield, damage per mana, it's a good spell. It makes Medusa really tanky. Agility hero with high armor, and of course her health is her mana pool as well because of mana shield. And I don't know, she's definitely very durable. Normally see that Linken's, but going for high armor and of course Helm of Dominator to stack ancients. The Yasha again, more move speed, attack speed, and of course agility going to give damage and armor for her as well. It's an interesting build. It's really yet to see if it will pay off. But the ult very strong now, points in split shot at the moment, so looking to do work in the team fights here. But as a result, gonna need about 3 more levels to really be able to fight. You want that 80% outgoing damage instead of the 50. Obviously, it's a big increase. But here comes Jake's looking for the gank on a somewhat squishy Medusa. It looks like they may be able to get her here. The Infest, the Impale, can they get it? She doesn't pop the ult. The silence goes out. I think they're still gonna clean her up though. She's very squishy. As Carrick with DD gonna clean up another double kill, make it a mega 4 up here right now. Rubik as well as Medusa gonna drop, and that's a big kill right now for the Radiant. They take out Medusa. She's yet to see any action. She goes down with her first death. And in terms of net worth, despite being in this lane pretty much left alone, is in third. We see Carrick moving around the map, doing what Shadow Fiend should do, get the farm in the mid lane, and then make an impact in the game. And of course, with the rune control that he's been keeping up since the start with his double damage, gets a double kill and does work. Now at 7.6k net worth, we see Silencer in the bot lane. He was in the bot lane. Now up top, gonna look to farm this wave near his tier 2. He's in second, 6.9k net worth, 4 staff, mech, and power treads. Now picking up points in Curse of the Silent. I want him to go Ags. I have yet to see it, actually. Have not seen a Silencer go Ags. For those of you that do not know, they changed it recently, and it applies your current level of Curse of the Silent to everyone along with your global silence. So you silence them for 7 with the scepter, and then they take 7 full seconds, I guess 6 because it only lasts for 6, of Curse of the Silent, because of course they can't cast or use a spell to break Curse of the Silent. So it works out very nicely. It's pretty strong, and it does give a lot of stats, so it will add into his intelligence onto the Glaives of Wisdom. And he doesn't look like he's concerned about that really too much anyways, but looks like we could have a big engagement on the bot lane on the tier 1 tower. Medusa needs to pop that ult next time, but actually very squishy, under 1000 HP still, and we can see even with the silence, Nyx as well as Nakes able to take her out with ease, so has to be careful, as it looks like again, Jake's will be infested by the Lifestealer. That's going to be Captain Morgan here, so infested once again. It's not the hero with the most, doesn't have a blink dagger, so there's not a huge amount of initiation on Jake's right now. However, Finn, if he wants to, or Final, I get it, I see that other L now, can surge him in if they want to. Could potentially be a suicide mission for the Nyx, and of course no surge to get him out of there, but won't be surprised if we see them doing that, as all 5 for both teams right here really want to defend and or get this bottom tier 1 tower. But Troll and Medusa making the best of it, farming up those Ancients. They're going to get some levels and gold, of course, as Carrig flash farming very well right now. 117 last hits. Medusa at 130, but because of the kills, Shadow Fiend now. This has got to be so obvious. Jakes is running in through the tower. Vendetta, Rage. Captain Morgan comes out. The stun onto Jakes, so it looks like he may go down. Nice Ice Path by Maggot. Laguna Blade onto Jakes. He's still alive. Lindsay to drop. Carrig picks up that one. Now Merida man fighting, but he really can't. Troll, though, turns around. The Whirling Axe is actually, I believe, going to save as Marina picks up a monster kill streak from here. Last Word, I believe, takes out the Nyx Assassin. So right now it's 2 for 1. The Nyx down. The Initiators go down. It was maybe a questionable initiation. I don't even know if there really was a creep wave, but Nyx showed himself in Invis, so it was obvious what was going to happen. Didn't want to waste the opportunity, so he went for it. And at the end of the day, they take out... who did they actually get? They take out the Lena, and they lose their core and another support. So definitely, once again, favoring the Dire. Now Kara going to get this channeling off. Well done. Vacuum into the middle by Final. What a play. Ice Path from Maggot to follow up. And he actually gets the kill there. But that's a nice combination there by Final as well as Carrig there. Yeah, we'll see if they can get that again. That will actually be devastating if they can get the Requiem of Souls, the Vacuum, and the Ice Path Macropyre on top of each other. And of course the Wall of Replica. I don't know if any 5-man can really stand up to that. We'll see how well Crayon Factory here on the Dire can position themselves in the team fights, as Lefty now only 77 last hits, definitely falling way behind his mid opponent, all the way up there at 9.7. Lefty, though, at 5.4 net worth, taking out some Ancients now. The Ogre Club online, Phase Boots, Poor Man's Shield, and still holding on to the bottle. Buys the recipe for BKB. Does he have the hammer as well? I don't believe so, so still pretty far out there from the BKB, but definitely going to need it, as I believe I mentioned in the draft. Troll, kind of a fragile hero. While you don't normally see him in the one role a lot. I mean, think of Lifestealer here. He's got the Rage, he's got Lifesteal, the Open Wounds is slow, and of course Infest as an escape mechanism or an initiation, where Troll has none of that. He's very fragile. He's got a lot of burst damage early to dominate most 1v1 lanes, and of course Battle Trance for split pushing, but they don't have a split pushing lineup. So, I don't know. Interesting pick, especially since they grabbed it first. As it's now 13 to 11. Let's check out the graphs. It's actually been a while since we have. Wow. Right at 0 is the gold graph. XP. Close by as well, but after those last kills there in the bot lane for the Radiant, 2,000 XP advantage for them. They were actually ahead, and then they took a kind of strange team fight down there by the tier 1. Dropped a little bit, but now regaining it, so being a little more efficient, it looks like, when they're not fighting. A little more map control, with, of course, you would expect that with the Shadow Blade right now on Carrig. He can pretty much kill anyone he wants to find. Has the BKB online as well. And of course, Nyx Assassin with the Lifestealer. It's dangerous. Anyone they find, they can pretty much kill if it's 1-on-1 or even 2-on-2. If they roam over here, they'll be pretty happy. Maybe. Lefty and Rubik here. Greyo going to be sitting in the base, but here comes Jake. Sentries are down everywhere to protect their jungling Medusa right now. So they're putting everything on this Medusa, really protecting her, putting sentries around her while she jungles, and standing by. Mid lane, though, Jake's once again just running under towers like it doesn't matter. Nyx to pop out, going on to Lefty. But Lefty winning the fight. The bashes are strong. He goes down, and that's going to feed over a double kill right now to Tyrol. Let's see if they can clean up any more. Laguna Blade goes out, but okay, I think it was met right with the mech charge, so it looked like it did no damage. But yeah, Final able to get out of there, but 3 drop. Jakes and Lifestealer, Captain Morgan that is, want to team up and get something done, but they can't keep doing that. They can't just keep feeding, and Jakiro drops there as well. Yeah, not very good for the Radiant. They keep getting ahead, and then they keep making some questionable plays. They really want to use that Nyx bomb, but maybe they should chill out for a little while. Let Carrig carry them and just have Nyx farm up. Of course, I said Naga Siren. She's close. Medusa is one of the best late games carries. Now she's got a Manta style, max split shot. Still pretty squishy though. High armor, but the magic will get to her as not a lot of points in Mana Shield. Here's Carrig looking to go to town. Going to get Rubik. Pops the illusion rune. It's almost enough. I hear yet another infest. Can they surge up? They're going to pull Medusa back. She has her ultimate. I don't think I've seen her use it yet. Maybe just up there at top. It is a short cooldown. Only 90 seconds as, yeah, they're going to back off of this. Jake's not going to go in. They don't want to dive any more towers, that's for sure. But let's not forget, Shadow Fiend just about 2-shot Greyo here on the Rubik. And now they continue to push down. Lifestealer still infested, and of course every time he isn't farming. Lefty here looking to flank. They don't see him. He's nestled there in the trees, I believe. Yep, gonna be in the fog right there, so playing it nicely. And now everyone wasting a lot of time down here, but I guess that goes for both teams. Ty Royal gonna make the best of it and do these Ancients here pretty quickly too. Alright, they could backstab here onto Carrig. It could be bad for him right now. Troll gets behind him. He will have that mischance applied. Stun out and Nake's Bomb here on to the Medusa, but Myrna picking up kills. They take out the Jakiro, but now the team fight going poorly for the Dire. They're going to lose 3. They lose their mid. They lose their 2 supports. And Captain Morgan, who spent a lot of time infested, only 62 last hits right here. At 26 minutes, only with a phase and an armlet. So we can see how poorly their defensive tri-lane went. But I don't know. He's infesting, making a couple questionable initiates here. Diving past the tier 1 early inside the Nakes. And then what we just saw around these parts. But he's doing well after that, picks up a double kill. Maybe looking to go probably just a straight basher after this to be able to man fight the troll, who, in case we don't know, his Q in melee form does have bash, so very good there. Garrig, though, continuing the flash farm, 12.4k net worth, 166 CS at 27 minutes, so for a Shadow Fiend who's been fighting a lot and roaming, that's very good. However, Shadow Fiend, one of the best farmers in the game, can dominate mid lane, especially if he's get those last hits early, and then can stack up his own jungle, go back to the jungle when he pushes his wave, and clear the camp. So maybe a little low if he was really going for a farming Shadow Fiend on the last hits, but he's probably not too concerned. We see him at 12.6k net worth. And instead of stacking the jungle, he's been picking up the runes, making sure Troll can't gank and can't get anything done. So definitely playing this game well, and probably doing what he should be doing. More so than just trying to farm. And he's doing well for himself. BKB, Shadowblade, Magic Wand. And let's actually just check out the items overall. We've got Jake's as well as Final here. They've got their Mana Boots, the Darkseer Final with the mech as well. Looks to be maybe going into a quick Sheepstick with that Ultimate Orb. Carrig here on the Shadow Fiend. He's got the BKB Shadowblade, as I've mentioned for a while. Captain Morgan now working towards the Basher with just Phase and Armlet at the moment. And Maggot here, support Jakiro. Got some Mana Boots as well. So a whole lot of Mana Boots for the Radiant team. And meanwhile, over here on North America's squad, we've got Lindsay, just Mana Boots and a TP, not a whole lot else. Greyo on the Rubik, even less right now. Oh, Greyong, actually. I was reading that wrong the whole time. Greyo actually means really in Korean. That's why I just kept saying it. But whatever. Back to the items. Greyong here with just boots and some wards. So definitely playing the 5 role here. And Marnia on the silencer. Slowed down considerably. Mechanism, Force Staff, Drums, Treads. Picks up the Ghost Scepter now, so very worried about Shadow Fiend as well as Nakes. And, of course, Gem of True Sight. So I like that pickup. They definitely need to stop these initiations from the Nyx Assassin and the Shadow Fiend with their Invis. And that'll help do the trick and also take out any wards that are put aggressively in their jungle and help them protect the Medusa. However, if they lose it, it will be not great for them, as it never really is. As Ty Royal now, Phase, Mansa, Helm of the Dominator, Aquila, and we've got Lefty, the last hero here on the Troll Warlord. Phase Boots picked up the BKB now, so looking to maybe man fight a little bit, but now he hits for about 150. Shadow Fiend hits for about 210, so I don't know. We'll see if he can man fight, but of course Silence are going to continue to be annoying with that last word. And let's not forget, the Global Silence is going to be pretty nice here in these team fights. If they Global Silence when initiated upon and Medusa's right there, with the Stone Gaze, I think the Radiant can really take these fights, so it's going to be pretty dependent on their positioning and the plays, the ultimates from Medusa, as well as the Silencer, so they can still easily get back into this game. I say back into this game because even though the graphs don't really say it, I feel like the momentum's still very much on the Radiant side right now, despite only being ahead 1 kill. The graphs, though, wow, dead even at 30 minutes. You don't see that very often. As of right now, still everyone in the mid lane. They do get the deny. The tower goes down. The invises come out. But let's not forget there's a gem right now. They see this Nyx Assassin picked up by Jake's, or Jake's picked up rather by Silencer. The last word goes out. Spike Carapace to get rid of the curse. And he's going to get away. That wasn't the Nyx bomb, so he wasn't involved. No Roshans yet this game. Despite there being a Troll Warlord, maybe when they were just kind of 5-manning down here in the bot lane, not getting a whole lot done on either side. At least the Dire were picking up some of the Ancients. Maybe Troll could have just ran in there and soloed the Roshan. He can definitely do that. Didn't go any lifesteal, so maybe it would have been a little hard for him. But the gem paying off, again, taking out those wards. Actually had a sentry there as well. Sentries up everywhere, so Rubik, Greyong doing a very good job there. As the lifestealer, Captain Morgan, finally picks up his Basher at 31 minutes, so pretty late, but again, had a really tough laning phase and doing his best to get back into it as a smoke, and of course an infest into Jake's as well. They're looking to go mid, the tower's down. There's the sentry. Nice sentries here by Rubik, but he might pay with his life here anyways. Support coming from behind, but everyone else pretty much focused on everything else, as Medusa doing the Ancients. Troll. Where's Troll at? Troll jungling. It was pretty much just the two supports in the mid lane. They go down, despite having the sentries they needed. And with that pickoff, do they go for Roche? It looks like they're going to, maybe. They suspect Medusa's at the Ancients. She was, but she has backed off as a result. And yeah, the first Roche attempt of the game, around 32 minutes now. The Radiant, they're going for it, and they're destroying it, actually. Of course, the armor reduction on presence of the Dark Lord right now. Gonna do work, and of course, the last hit damage from Captain Carrig is enough. It goes down, and they're gonna hand that Aegis over to the Shadow Fiend. And nice. Okay, now we've got some proper initiation here for the Radiant, as Jake's picks up the Blink Dagger as a second item. Took a while to get it, but again, that tri-lane went very poorly for them. But now with this Blink Dagger, those Nake's bombs are truly Nake's bombs and not just like Nake's slow missiles because he's just walking in or surged in, or a Nake's torpedo maybe. Now they are bombs, so can be a lot stronger, and we'll look to see that combination here pretty soon. But I still think as long as Medusa and Silencer aren't the targets, if they get their ultimates off at the right time, they can easily take the fight. Let's check into Medusa's last hitting damage here. Now with the split shot, I think that actually does adjust. No, it doesn't. Okay, so about 190 damage there. And 80% of that will be given on the split shot. So still hitting for a reasonable amount. We'll see what she goes for next. MKB, of course, get the damage up there. Daedalus is okay too, but only your main shot crits. Or you only crit on the main target with 80% less. So MKB does a lot. Butterfly, good as well here. Still a lot of magic damage for the Radiant. And of course, there's always that Divine Rapier, but they're probably not going to feel pressured into buying that one yet. As the Radiant start to regain their advantage, she actually goes, okay, makes sense, for the Scotty. Another amazing item for this hero because of the mana and the attributes that it gives you. Makes you so tanky with the mana shield, as now Medusa finally is tanky. Probably has been that way for a little while now, but 4 points in mana shield, and of course the Manta can dodge any projectiles, of which there aren't really any anyways. And Eye of Scotty gonna really tank her up, do some damage, and provide that slow. So in conjunction with her ultimate, and let's not forget, it does a 50% bonus physical damage to the people in the ultimate. I want to say it's only to the ones who get stone formed, but maybe it is everybody. In which case, it is very strong here. We'll see if Myrna and Ty Royal can get it done. But they're standing right on top of each other. They need to separate. The Nake's bomb, if it lands on them, I don't think there's any hope right now for the Dire in this game. Again, like I said, starting to fall behind. XP, only 1,000 advantage. XP, though, doesn't really matter at 34 minutes. But gold, 3k as well. So still neck and neck, only a 2-kill advantage for the Radiant. But they're doing it right. They're in their jungle. They're putting down aggressive wards, of course. These can be just taken out by a Silencer with the gem. But they'll have to venture out to do it, which could be very dangerous for them. Pretty much contained to their base. The map control and presence very much in favor of the Euros here. Farming up the jungle, and of course keeping the lanes pushed. Well, at least top. Now go back down to middle. We'll see if they go to bot. I expect a TP from Shadow Fiend or something to go down there. He wants to probably check the 34-minute rune as well, which is double damage, so maybe upon finding that, they're going to go for it. The Aegis is going to be reclaimed in about 3 minutes, so they do probably want to try to force a fight here, force an advantage, because Medusa, still sitting second in net worth, extremely hard to carry. Picked up the Scotty. If she gets either a Daedalus or an MKB after this, it could be very bad right now for the Radiant, but we will see. No engagement for a little while now, as yeah, Shadow Fiend does pick up that DD. Has an AC as well for the push. Double damage rune. That Troy, it's nighttime. It may not actually have seen it. Let's see. Will they find Marina? They're going to get both. The two cores are together. The double damage comes out. It's revealed. It's going to pop the mech and try to fight this. Could have been a mistake. If Medusa just needs to pop the ult, I believe still has not done it. Going to get caught in the Ice Path. Shadow Fiend trying to get his ult off. He does now. Will respawn in the Aegis. He's down. And Lefty going to work on Maggot, trying to take out the supports as Tyrell focusing Finnel. And there's really no teamfight control here because Shadow Fiend sort of went in by himself. Now looking to do work. Pops his BKB up. Vacuum into the wall. Nice play there by Final. The Raze. Final with a double kill. And now this could be bad for the Radiant. Although Captain Morgan, the Lifestealer, is down, they're going to continue to chase Tyrell right now. Silencer drops the gem. He held it for a long time, so it should be off of cooldown. But a nice fight there. Karog. The sense to save his BKB for the respawn, well done there. Got the ult off, did a bit of damage, and then really that fight all down to Final. Picking up a Blink Dagger of his own for the initiation, lands the wall on 3, maybe it was 4, and picks up a double kill there. So very well done. They get the tier 3 tower. Medusa didn't die, did actually ult there, maybe at the end. As Jake's 4-staff Blink Dagger, another vacuum up. Can they get Smoochie here? Looks like they want her. Getting very low. Will pop the Manta, and I think the Radiant now. They've got it back off. They've done well, and with the Blink Daggers and the Shadow Blade, going to be able to get out of here just fine. The melee Rax down to about 3/4 health right now. That team fight definitely going to, yeah, the graphs now very much more in the favor, but still not a lot here as we approach 37 minutes. They use that Aegis, so the next fight may as well happen around the Roche Pit. Looks like it'll be 5 minutes out. The Manta style and 3,000 gold, so the Demon Edge, she can get it if she wants. Sell the Aquila, it's pretty much useless at this point in the game. It gives you 9 damage, and that's not really a lot. Sells it. Going for the Butterfly, actually. Wants to be more tanky, or at least sort of tanky. Dodging the right clicks there from Shadow Fiend. Definitely going to help out, but look at him. He's already ready for this. He's got a Demon Edge. It could very well be a Daedalus. It probably is, actually. Oh, no, he finished it! Oh, that's unfortunate. As soon as he saw that Eagle Song, man, that kind of makes me sad, actually. Finishes the Daedalus. Now he is pretty far away from an MKB, but as soon as he saw that Eagle Song, he could have just bought an MKB, and that would have immediately countered that item. But now, Medusa, once again, still able to win this game right now for the Dire. They're not that far behind, so still in it, and it's still going to come down to the Silence ult as well as the Stone Gaze. Tyroyal's just got to use it, though. Otherwise, it's never going to do too much for his team now. Some pings coming out here by Purple. That's Shadow Fiend maybe telling his team to group up. He's got, once again, King of the Runes here, picking up yet another double damage rune. Shadow Blade, BKB, the Assault Kira, so they can definitely push if they win a team fight, as well as a Daedalus. And there is no Butterfly yet, just the Eagle Song for right now. And a nice pickup there by Final. Picks up the Sheep Stick, and Medusa's really only the hardest carry if she can get stuff done. If she gets sheeped up immediately and focused down, she is pretty tanky still with the mana, of course. 2.25 damage per mana, so she's got like 4,000 effective health probably. But here they come. They're going to go on her. Captain Morgan getting eaten alive. Will go down. Macropyre Ice Path is there to follow up. Here comes the Global Silence. They take out 2. Questionable initiation there. The team was not all together here. Wow, 2-shot there, though, is Lena. Carrag at least picks up a kill, making it 1 for 2. Maybe going to pick up another. BKB's up to fight Troll. That means Whirling Axes, no mischance. Takes him down immediately. Still, no, DD runs out. Still actually chunks the Medusa, probably because for some reason she has Mana Shield turned off, and I don't really understand why. Probably should always have it on. Silencer drops the second gem now. Triple kill. They're not even going to bother to pick it up. And now with just Medusa and Rubik alive, looking to shove in here, get the first lane of Rax of the game, and then probably go back and get this Roche as it's respawning rather soon. Rubik, though, steals Macropyre, and the Rax in a lot of trouble here. AC taking 5 armor off of it. It does affect buildings, in case anyone newer to Dota is watching. Great for pushing as nice initiation here on the Tyrell, the hardest carry right now. Are they going to take her down? Puts on the Mana Shield. If she had it on earlier, would definitely have survived a lot more, but still lives, so all she really needs. Has to go regen. They lose the mid Rax now, and now maybe just going to go top and get the top tower. Creeper in the base, so backdoor protection is off, and yeah, Shadow Fiend just going to chunk away here. As Jake's coming back into the fight, as well as Captain Morgan. Should maybe just infest and blink and force staff over to get there a little quicker, but it doesn't really matter. They're running over, and it looks like Shadow Fiend's doing fine without him. They get the top tier 3 tower. Another nice Ice Path from Maggot, who will actually live through this. Maybe no. That attack's going to clean up. Now Tyrell trying to chase. The stun could have been there from Jake's. Troll Warlord. Let's see the BKB cooldowns. It's off for both Troll and Shadow Fiend, so they can definitely man fight again. Jake's now in a bit of trouble. Captain Morgan needs to hurry up here. Jake's pops the Vendetta. They've dropped the gem. The sentries, though, are there. Support's playing well. Here comes Karok getting focused. He's actually going to drop. Nice fight here, but the wall from Final goes on to everybody. Captain Morgan infests as well. Lots of damage. Make it 3 for 2. Here comes the Stone Gaze. They're going to take him out. Troll with a double kill. So finally the Stone Gaze coming into effect. The Scotty will probably be enough here to clean up Final. Although Surge, 4 points in it off cooldown. He's fine, actually. Nice team fight there for the Radiant. Dire, excuse me. They lose their mid-racks. It's not great for them right now. They hold on to top, though, and they catch the Radiant. Sort of overextending. They should have just backed off towards their Nakes, towards their lifesteal, and if they were all there together, could have worked. And, of course, the Dire did a very fantastic job making sure to focus. Oh, a gem on the deck here. Did they pick up either of them? Oh, yeah. Quelling Blade dropped for that one. There's still one up here on the wall, though. Finals having really nice walls and vacuums, of course. But when Shadow Fiend gets picked off like that, we can see he is really all their damage. Needs to get his ult off. It's a huge nuke, especially in conjunction with the wall vacuum. Have yet to really see a wall vacuum, ice path, macro pyre sort of combination. It's definitely hard to pull off if you're not used to playing together. Or the other team is staying pretty spread out. And of course, getting slowed up there with the Stone Gaze doesn't really make anything fun. Tyrell using it there in that fight definitely did work. And now, finish the Butterfly as well. So Butterfly, Scatty, Manta, Roshan is up. Tyroyal can probably just solo it here. Gonna use his illusions to tank. For those of you saying, how come they're not destroyed? If you don't actually attack with the illusions, then they don't go down. So playing it well there. Gonna get the Roshan. Wow, Battle Trance making everyone attack so fast. And yeah, they get the second Rosh of the game here at 42 minutes, 42 seconds. So well done by the Dire to get themselves back into this game, win a really nice team fight. Probably, well, definitely not all this Sentry, but that Sentry was big. Rubik, Greyong playing really well, always having sentries and wards up for his team. They focused on the Shadow Fiend, and then they get the Rosh, so really capitalizing off of that. Still down a racks. The graphs were getting a little out of hand, maybe, approaching about the 8k mark there. XP the same, but now, once again, dipping right back down towards equilibrium. And we can see how close this game has been the whole time until about the 32-minute mark where the Radiant started marching out, dominating the map, taking all the outer towers and, of course, the mid-racks, and then having some questionable fights, letting Shadow Fiend get caught out. And any other big items, let's do a quick check. Blink, Force Staff, so nice initiation. Going for a pipe, it looks like his Maggot. Finnel, Blink for initiation as well. Probably explains his good walls at the moment. Sight Device and a mechanism on him there. Shadow Fiend, meanwhile, now getting the Javelin, so going to go for the MKB as they see the Butterfly up on Medusa, now with an Aegis as well. So this next fight could be pretty dangerous for them, as, let's see, more Sentries going to be dropped. Oh, maybe it's Marina dropping them, but either way, good for the Dire picking up the sentries, making sure they have them, and kind of keeping Nyx shut down. Only 4, 5, and 8, not doing incredibly well. As we check out the net worth tab, as you might expect, Shadow Fiend still in first, but holding on to it just barely with 24.6k. Medusa hot on his heels at 22.4k. And it's actually the Darkseer in third at 15.6. Nyx still very affected by that defensive tri-lane. He's got a Basher, and it looks like he's going for a Desolator right now, just for some more building push. Desolator minus armor works on towers and buildings, as well as the AC aura, so can really push up here. Base race if it comes to that, as now the Dire are regaining their foothold into this game. Approaching the 45-minute mark now. MKB's finished here. They probably want to fight off of this. Maybe they wait for the Deso, but they won't. Nyx has that second Mithril Hammer, probably wants to just be saving for buyback at this point, but he probably just really wants items as well. So gonna buy the Mithril Hammer. He's, what, 850 gold off of a Desolator as they smoke up here, all 5. Looking to get a pick off Medusa here, dealing with the Ancients. And that Butterfly is nice, but it's not really going to matter anymore. The Dire definitely still have to focus down this Shadow Fiend. And they're not going to find anybody. They actually will walk past 2 sentries and a ward on the way up here. So it's very obvious they're here. And we see the Dire all scurrying back there into their base right now, as Medusa, looking to get that base race going perhaps, picks up the Boots of Travel, or at least capitalize pushing some more towers down, as the bot tier 1 still stands, although very low. Of course the bot tier 2, mid as well as top, all standing right now. So the Dire, the gold graph is pretty close. If they take the team fight and get those towers, they're going to be ahead by a large margin. And Medusa getting the Boots of Travel to push the racks or get the last of the towers here with it. We'll see what they can get done. They show themselves in the mid lane. It's nighttime, so maybe just saw Silencer and Medusa. But if they're there, you got to pretty much assume that everyone else is backing them up. But here comes the side attack by Shadow Fiend and friends up on the high ground. They're waiting. Will it be checked by the Dire? It doesn't look like it. This is going to be an awkward fight coming here from the backside. Jake surged up into the middle. They're expecting the Nakes inside. He's not. And they buy time for Shadow Fiend. He one-shots the Lina. Ghost Scepter from Silencer buying some time. The supports, though, all dead. Lefty looks like he gets bashed up there by Captain Morgan. Nice play. The wall as well. Only Nyx Assassin has dropped. They baited him beautifully there, as it's a team wipe. The Aegis down right now. Let's see if Medusa can do anything when she respawns. Likely to just die again. The open wounds and everything. Triple kill for Shadow Fiend. So beautiful play there by Jake. Completely baits himself. They expect Captain Morgan to be inside of him. He's not. They waste everything on that Nyx Assassin. Shadow Fiend comes in from the side, wins the team fight. What a game it was. It's very contested throughout the whole thing, as we see the GG here at 46 minutes, 50 seconds. North America couldn't pull it out, but I'm a big fan of Europe too. Once again, I'm Helium. This was the ESP in-house league / caster tryout. Thanks for giving me a shot. Hope you guys enjoyed. Gonna shut down the stream now, and I'll see you next time.